Hello Capricorn. I'm just going to get into the cards, just have it sit here. Basically what's happening is it is a love reading. So whoever you're inquiring about, or it could potentially just be someone that you've been dealing with. So I'm not going to get much into like the normal setting frame, but I wanted to give a love-based reading, something a little bit different since it is a new year, and just try to see how it goes. Anyways, this is a situation and this is a challenge of whatever you're dealing with this other potential person. This is where the relationship's headed, and this is what you're dealing with and what this other person's dealing with. I just wanted to make it something different. So here we go. Just gonna flip all these cards to see what's going on. Be more organized here. Give me a minute. Alright, well this was at the end or at the bottom of the cards, Capricorn. So there is a lot of death and rebirth happening in the aspect of your relationship. I feel like a lot of transformation. A lot of people look at the death card as something to be fearful. It could be a death in the relationship, like a physical, actual death, like maybe someone who has gone on, or it's just there's a lot of transformation happening, especially with this new year happening. Now, the two cards on the bottom is the Seven of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. So there's a lot of telltale signs of a lot of deception, a lot of things going on within the aspect of the relationship. Now, if you're not in a relationship and you're single, you're dealing with someone who's being deceptive in some way, or you're dealing with this internally. Now, it looks like what's going on within the situation is you have the Lovers in reverse, so that's basically talking about, because the Lovers have to do with partnerships. So maybe you and another person are feeling at odds and feeling like it could possibly mean that you and this other person have a lot of within the relationship. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of tension within the relationship. And I feel like it's not something to worry about. It's something to try to work through this painful scenario in your relationship. Now, you have the Knight of Cups, which is basically where the relationship is going. And that is quick movement. It could be possible, Capricorn, that there is something within the relationship that hasn't really been healed. And there's a lot of uncalled pain that has happened in the core of the relationship. Is my feeling on that as a collective. Because, you know, maybe somehow in the past there was this love, because this was reverse. So maybe in the past there was this union, there was this love with someone. It could possibly be someone, you know, it doesn't have to be romantic. But now in this situation, in the challenge, because this is a situation and this is a challenge, you're having to deal with the pain. So there's a lot of pain within the relationship, I'm really feeling. And it's just a matter of time of taking charge. You know, the Knight of Swords is a great reminder that regardless of a painful, it could have been a painful ending, it could be a painful thing that you've had to really look at where the situation going. And I feel like you need to be grounded on where you're going and where you want to go. Make it clear of where the relationship. But if you're currently at this situation where it's maybe a deceptive kind of relationship, or maybe in past situations it wasn't clear, or it may not be clear now, and I just feel like whoever you're dealing with, you know, you love this person, they may possibly love you, but maybe in some way it's not going in the right direction. But this is where the direction of the relationship's going. So there has to be a decision made in regards to the relationship. Now, Capricorn, this is what you're going through, is the Three of Cups. That has to do with partnership. And then internally, you're having to deal with the Sun in reverse. But I feel like it could be either or. Maybe in some way, Capricorn, you had high hopes for a relationship to get better, or this is where it's going to. But internalizing it is not a good situation to be in. And I feel like maybe in some way you're internalizing the pain with the union, with the relationship, friends, co-worker, someone that you've had to deal with in the past or presently that you're dealing with. And there's a very soulmate, because also when you look at the lovers, I always think of the twin flame. So there is this sense of twin flame soulmate energy with both of these cards in together. So it's a very strong bond, it's a very strong relationship, but in some way you're feeling unhappy about where the direction of the relationship. So I feel like it's best to be clear on where you want to go. And if there are some issues that need to get mended, you know, sometimes we have to deal with a broken heart or deal with things that aren't very clear in the love dynamic, and we just have to make the best of it. Now, the person that you're dealing with, they have the Eight of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So I feel like they're very clear on where they want the relationship to go, or they're contemplating it. They haven't figured it out, because a lot of people in relationships, they don't have all the answers figured out, or maybe they're clear on what they want with you, or the relationship and where it's going. But I just feel like, you know, you have to center yourself. And also too, what I love about the Lover's card, it has to do with the different chakras, you know, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, but basically that it's a heart situation. So whatever you're dealing with, you need to make it clear on where you want things to be. And if you're not happy about wherever the relationship is going with this other person, who may be clear and may be come across a little bit aggressive, you know, just stay in your heart and try to just, you know, there may be some feelings of imbalance, and that's what it's talking about too with the Lovers in reverse. There's imbalance in the relationship. So you really need to center yourself and be very clear on what you want in the relationship. So Capricorn, I hope that makes sense to one of you. And you know, it just comes from my heart that I just hope this new year is very beneficial to you and to your growth, and that you guys have a great year and a great month. Bye bye.